Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Pikey Podcast, coming to you from a grand soft Austin, Texas. I'm Rob Jaskula, and with me as always, Connor Nayland. Con, how's she cutting?
Good. A little bit cold now. Almost tempted to put on a pair of pants now, but I'm holding tough.
Yeah, I nearly put on pants as well today, but no, it's too early in the year for that.
November, maybe December.
Yeah, we'll see about Christmas time. Maybe bust out a pair of jeans or something, yeah. Maybe with the Halloween costume, too. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'm thinking about being a wooden spoon, something that'll scare all the boys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Pikey Podcast, which can be heard on YouTube and SoundCloud every Tuesday and Friday morning Irish time. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Pikey Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Clare Marts Limited, livestock auctioneers. With sales held weekly at the flagship location in Ennis, Clare Marts is a farmer-owned cooperative consisting of 2,500 shareholders and 4 locations throughout County Clare. Clare is renowned for the production of top-quality weanlings and store cattle, and approximately 90,000 of these quality stock pass through Clare Marts annually. For more information, visit claremarts.ie, and we'll see you down at the Ennis Mart. Well, Con, we're going to start this week with some listener feedback for our All Ugly and All Handsome teams. When we left on Thursday, we went straight down to the pub, and the talk of the pub was the All Ugly and All Handsome teams. I thought that was a little interesting, getting assaulted with picks as we walked into the pub. I think Dara Bonfield, who threw us the first question, he was upset to not have Nicholas Alexanderson on my side, on the Handsome team. Fair enough. He's right. I don't go for the blondies usually, but, fair enough. And with your side, I had Ray Parler was told to me by Garode Lowry. That's who he wanted to see on his All Ugly team. I thought that was fair enough. He's a pretty ugly fella.
Yeah, look, maybe if there was a squad of 23, he might have made it. Like, people were actually giving out to me about that there was too many United and Everton players. And it's just like, when you're ugly, like,
Yeah, like the Neville brothers, they happen to be very ugly. Like, there's nothing you could do about that now.
No, like, when you're ugly, you're ugly. Like, and they were giving out that there was no Liverpool player on it, but I pointed out that Peter Beardsley used to play for Liverpool, so.
Fair enough. And the other one that I heard down at the pub was David Seaman, but I thought that was a little unfair, just because he had the bad ponytail and the bad mustache. He was just kind of regular, kind of ugly. It was, some unfortunate choices there, but he wasn't nearly as ugly as Neville Southall, I thought.
Yeah, he's a bit of a laughingstock after that Ronaldinho goal in 2002 World Cup as well. So yeah. He gets a bit of a hard time, I think.
And he seems like a pretty jovial and friendly fella anyway, too.
Yeah, he's always laughing and joking and stuff like that, so he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. We got lots to cover this week. We got some action in the NFL last night. NBA kicks off tomorrow. UEFA Nations League, whatever the point of that is, has been going on. We had some exciting action and also an Ireland game in there. We had some excellent Heineken Cup action to talk about, and maybe a bit of GAA before we're done.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, did you catch any of that Chiefs-Patriots last night?
Yeah, caught it all. I just couldn't. I was dozing off, and then they just kept getting touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Patriots started off well. Mahomes looked a bit rattled, but then Mahomes he took over, and he's unbelievable. Yeah, he looked outstanding there. There was 24-9 at halftime, but it didn't really look like they were too out of it. The Chiefs, they were moving the ball a little bit, and he threw 2 interceptions towards the end of the half, but didn't seem to rattle him too much at all. No, I think he's like a machine. Like he can do it all, really. He can throw on the run, in the pocket. He can scramble. I even saw him the other day throwing a left-handed pass. Oh my God, he's just unbelievable. And he's got a great connection with Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. And Hill is unbelievable as well. He had 3 touchdowns yesterday, and they were all different, and they were all pretty much excellent. I really liked the one where he caught the pass going across the middle and just turned the corner and outran the defenders. You don't see that too much in the NFL. Just that burst. He's close to unstoppable when he's in that form. I thought Dante Hightower was unbelievable for the Pats as well. Brady was shaky at times, but he's still got it. He's still a great player. And their kicker won it from him again. What a kicker! Yeah, absolutely. And Stephen Gostkowski for the Patriots in his 13th year, really coming through and doing the job. And he replaced Adam Vinatieri, who's still kicking over with Indianapolis. So it's been 22 years now of solid kicking for the Patriots. And as someone that appreciates the kicking side of the game, I mean, I once saw Ireland beat the USA 12-9 in rugby, with no tries scored. I appreciate good kicking. It's nice to see out of the Patriots. And absolutely. And, there was a lot of field goals in that game. Both kickers, I thought, did a fine job. Yeah, I think Gostkowski's like an 87% success rate over the years, which is unbelievable. Kickers like him, I think he only gets about $5 million a year. Yeah, about, yeah. Do you think they're underpaid, kickers? Well, now look at, you're talking about the kind of money that even like a Lacazette's making is only about $5 or $6 million.
if you do the conversion back. So I'd say they're pretty fairly compensated.
Yeah, but I think Gostkowski has won so many games over the years for the Pats.
Yeah, and you'll see when, like with Cleveland at the start of the season, the kicking side of American football is important. I think a lot of coaches sometimes overlook its importance. And when you have a good kicker, that makes all the difference.
All the rest of the players absolutely hate the kickers for some reason. They don't actually do anything physical.
Yeah, because they're not real players. They don't do tackling in practice and stuff like that. And kickers and the punters, they're kind of off to the side doing their own thing, which kind of looks like they're picking daisies a lot of the times. And, picking their own noses, looking at clouds, trying to figure out what shapes they look like. That's the important stuff the kickers do, it seems like, a lot of the time. But it might be giving them a bit of a hard rush.
Yeah. Was $5 million enough?
Yeah, exactly. And so I remember, like, even when I was in high school, we had an excellent kicker who ended up kicking at Kentucky. And he could kick in regular game plays, 50-yard field goals, would be normal, which is a pretty normal distance for like an NFL kicker. But at high school level, it's an extremely strong leg. And that it made the difference in a lot of wins. I think it's overlooked and underappreciated, the kicking side of the game. It can be a real game changer. And at my college, our head coach has a saying that he likes to use, that punting is winning. We don't really play very exciting football at the University of Iowa, but punting, it is winning there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pat Mahomes, excellent. And the articles I kept reading today it was almost like Tom Brady got to see the torch being passed a little bit. Now, Tomas himself, like, he is not ready. He's not going down quietly because he was excellent as well. But with Pat Mahomes coming up, he's really the leader of this new breed of NFL quarterback is what they're saying. And he does look unstoppable so far.
Yeah, he's just so exciting. He can do it all. I think he's going to be there for a long, long time. And but he's smart. He doesn't go into contact as much as someone like Cam Newton or someone like that. He's smart. He'll last a long time.
Yeah, you already see like Cam Newton, especially he's already starting to feel some of the effects. He's moving a bit slower. He's already starting to try to take a lot fewer hits, but the damage might be done there already too, because his numbers haven't recovered over the last few years at all.
Yeah, you see Deshaun Watson, he did his ACL last year after he was absolutely tearing it up. He's another guy that goes into contact too much. Saw him last week against the Cowboys, and he was just going into tackles he had no right to go into. And look, I think Mahomes is a little bit smarter though. Yeah,
definitely a different kind of player too, with the caliber of his arm and his height. But his mobility has been fantastic. We saw the one throw yesterday. It looked like the one where he rolled out to the left. It looked like the one where he threw with his left hand the other day. Except this time he threw it with the right hand, threw a touchdown pass on it. And that's tough to throw backing up, going across your body like that. That's a tough throw to make, especially for a young quarterback like that. I thought he was excellent. That was a great football game to watch. It was 24-9 at halftime. The teams combined for I think 30 points in the fourth quarter. Back and forth. And Chiefs, I don't think they'll take this one too hard.
No, I think that's still win the conference.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's almost a good test for him too, coming this early in the third of the way through the year. See what the competition's like. Know what it's like to play against a championship caliber opposition too, and see what that's like. My Chicago Bears, they absolutely blew it down in Miami yesterday. One of my good friends was there. He's a lifelong Dolphins fan. He went to his first Dolphins game yesterday, and he's been gloating about it in text messages for the last 24 hours. Yeah. Bears kind of blew that one.
They were thereabouts. Just kicker at the end again. One for the Dolphins in overtime.
Brock Osweiler, the quarterback for the Dolphins, excellent. And another friend pointed out that he's only 27 years old. He's already had one big failed bust contract when he went to the Houston Texans 2 years ago. But now maybe seeking out another big payday for himself. 6'8". He's got all the physical gifts. He's just never been able to put it together mentally. And so we'll see if now maybe is the time that, he kind of does do that. And there's the Monday night game going on right now, 49ers at Packers. And that one just kicked off about 15 minutes ago, so we're not going to be able to get to that before the end of the day. But it's been a pretty good weekend of NFL. It was a good Sunday yesterday.
Yeah, good Sunday. Rams still undefeated.
Yeah, they look very good.
Maybe Rams, Chiefs, Super Bowl?
That would be a very entertaining Super Bowl. Yeah. Anyway.
Defensively, maybe Rams are a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the Chiefs' offense is great to see.
Yeah, and with the Rams as well, with Todd Gurley too, the type of weapon that he is running everybody over, I thought that was very entertaining to watch. Yeah. And
Jared Goff is tearing it up as well. Cooper Kupp, and their defense is decent too.
Yeah, and we had talked a little bit about the Steelers and the Bengals coming out, and you were right. The Steelers had that just little bit of extra devilment in them, they pulled it out in the end. Bengals, though, they came out with they lived up to their Timbercam nomination by me. Vontaze Perfect coming out. He's throwing elbows at guys and then promptly gets run over by somebody else. He's one of the absolute clowns of the NFL, and I'm glad he lived up to that one. Chargers look strong as well, beating the Browns. Melvin Gordon had 3 touchdowns. He's starting to come into his own. University of Wisconsin alum there, and he's someone who came into the NFL with a boatload of talent that hasn't quite put it together yet. Browns looked all right. Referee mistake again. Your boy Baker Mayfield, he has the bum ankle, but he was still playing well. And even though he was hurt, showing a little bit of toughness, that was nice to see.
Yeah, good to see. Showing that he's willing to put his body on the line. Yeah,
there was a tough 38-14 loss there, but it's the Browns. They'll get over it,
Yeah, they're happy with the 2 wins. 2 more than they had last year.
Exactly. 2 goals today given up by England, but they scored 3 themselves. I managed to watch a good bit of this England-Spain tilt today. Very exciting.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah.
2 good teams. I'm getting worried about England. I think they actually could be good. Which is, as an Irishman, I'm not happy about.
No, it's not a good thing. But they at least make for decent television. Raheem Sterling, first 2 international goals in 3 years today, both very well taken. He's a guy, boy, if he's been playing poorly, and England's results have been so good lately, how good are they going to be now that he's ticking over a bit? And I really liked the second goal, Rashford's goal. There was a long ball down to Harry Kane, and his hold-up play was just outstanding. Thing of beauty, and then leaving it off for Rashford to go and score the goal. I thought England looked great.
Yeah, I think there's a good mix up top there, Rashford, Sterling. Kane's playing a little bit deeper, like a withdrawn role almost, like a playmaker role, and he's just releasing the boys in behind Ramos and whoever, Nacho at centre half. Yeah, England are good. They blooded a couple of guys as well over the last week or 2.
Yeah, Chilwell I liked. I thought he looked good.
Chilwell's good. Joe Gomez was good today. Harry Winks in the middle of the field. Sancho came on the last day. There were a few guys in the squad there that weren't there before. Yeah, they actually played 4-3-3 today, which has been a change from the 3-5-2. Yeah, and I'm starting to worry about them.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And if Harry Kane's just leaving them off and assistant players too, like what a weapon he is. If he's playing a full team game too and not just going after his goals greedily too. And he had 2 assists today that really showed that well-rounded type of play and very unselfish, I thought, from him. And he really was a guy that impressed me with his team play.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago they were saying that he was finished almost, and then he scored a few goals for Spurs, and he's back to being the greatest thing since lifespan again.
Yeah. For Spain, a couple guys that we've actually talked about, Paco Alcacer continues his strong start. He got the first Spanish consolation goal, and those Dortmund fans are absolutely loving it. But I've been reading, they're getting a little worried now. They're like, there's no way he's keeping up this form because he's on about a 35-goal pace for the season in all competitions. And he's playing out of his mind right now. And Sergio Ramos, the last kick of the match, that one kind of didn't mean anything except for my all-handsome team. It did some good there.
Yeah, Spain are still a good team. I think they just got kind of caught on the hop by England's pace. I think Thiago in the midfield was unbelievable. Some of the flicks and tricks and everything. I think he's a brilliant player. But yeah, Spain will be just fine.
Yeah, it's not going to be just fine. Germany, they're staring relegation out of that top group in the face and blowing out 3-0 by Holland the other day. And I'm not sure that they've ever been beaten that badly by the Dutch.
No, that was Jogi Löw's biggest defeat in his 126 games, I think. The lack of pace, lack of striker. Thomas Muller is finished. He's done. He's cooked. Forget about him. It's done, Thomas. Come on, forget about it.
In our group pool that we had with the boys for the World Cup this year, he was my pick for top goal scorer at the World Cup. That did not work out well for me.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I crossed out Gary Breen to put down Thomas Muller there, so it was tough call.
Yeah, he's done. I can't believe why Senna isn't playing. They need it. Pace is what they need, and he's not playing. They're playing Timo Werner on the wing when they're crying out for a striker. He should be up front. Draxler wasn't playing. Julian Brandt wasn't playing. Kimmich is in the middle of the field now, from right back. Another man that's finished is Jerome Boateng. My God, it's like he's carrying a double axle trailer behind him trying to run these days. He's done, he's cooked. United are lucky that they can get it. Even bigger problems at the back.
I thought Mark Uth, the lone striker, he hasn't scored a goal all season for club or country. I thought he was just absolutely useless out there. Didn't do a thing, didn't affect the game at all.
He was actually terrible. I don't know, he's one of the worst players I've ever seen playing for Germany. But all is not well in the camp, really. I think there's different cliques in that squad. Ozil retired. He said all is not well in that camp, and there's like a divide in the camp. But Holland were good.
They were.
I think they're on the way back. I think they have a few good players there. Very good centre-half pairing, De Ligt and Van Dijk. De Ligt is only 19 or something like that. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
Van Dijk was outstanding, got the goal as well. And after Ryan Babel, I think it was, hit the bar. That was a name to see out there for the Dutch. I actually had to look it up to make sure it was the same Ryan Babel. You know, there's a few, Moussa Dembele's out there. Maybe there's another Ryan Babel. A few Tal Ben Haïms, but there's only one Ryan Babel.
With his purple hair.
Yeah. Oh, he looked ridiculous.
Oh my God, I can't believe he's still playing.
It was like seeing a ghost. I had to look up, see where he was these days. Like it was a real trip to see his name. But yeah, it was Virgil put one in off of his miss, so it was good to see Babel back out there contributing. But yeah, Virgil van Dijk, what a player.
Yeah, great player. He's probably the best centre half in the world at the moment. I think top 3, probably in the top 5 players in the Premiership. Yeah, he's a brilliant player. I'm just glad he's playing for Liverpool. I think Holland they've a few good players in the middle of the field as well now. Gini Wijnaldum, Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay is flying it up.
Memphis is absolutely flying it. Yeah, the other day against Germany, I thought.
Yeah, the few good young players like the late Justin Kluivert.
Young fella, yeah.
Paddy's son.
Yeah.
Former Newcastle.
Absolutely, yeah. Paddy Kluivert, he at least won the Champions League, before he left Ajax. Yeah. He was a young man, but Justin couldn't pull that off, but he does look very good, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. Frankie de Jong in the middle of the pitch as well. Brilliant passer of the ball. They're saying he could go to Barcelona in the not too distant future.
I had to look him up as well to figure out which de Jong it was, make sure it wasn't Sim or something.
Oh.
Or God forbid Luke de Jong, even more useless. Gini Wijnaldum played well. And what do you think of him as a Liverpool supporter?
I think he's good. I think he could do more. I actually think he's played a lot in the number 6 position this year for Liverpool, and I think he's actually better than Henderson there. I think he's good. He's good low centre of gravity, good passer, good engine on him. I think he's a good player. I think he's been a good signing. Like, he was almost a number 10 at Newcastle.
Yeah, he was, mostly for Steve McLaren, and then Rafa came in for the last 10 games or so.
Yeah.
But he scored 11 goals, which led the team, 4 against Norwich, but all of them were at home.
Yeah.
He just disappeared on the road.
Yeah, he scored his first away goal for Liverpool in Champions League last year against Roma.
So he's finally gotten one.
Yeah, and he scored against Tottenham actually this year in Wembley. And actually this goal as well was away from home, so...
So he's on a roll away now.
Now we need to score a goal at home.
A ton of physical gifts though. He's a nice player, and when he's good, he's very good.
Yeah, so I like him.
Yeah, I do as well. The other big result in the Nations League, Gibraltar getting their 1-0 win over Armenia, and that is their first competitive win ever. And now tomorrow they've got Liechtenstein coming to Gibraltar. They could make it 2 on the trot. That's some weak opposition they got coming in. If they could take 6 points, they'd be top of Group D at the moment. What a win for them. So Joseph Cipollina, he got the winner from the penalty spot. And Armenia, they had Mkhitaryan in the team. They had a full team of professionals that they were playing against. Embarrassing loss for them.
Yeah, they were playing against the shower dentists and fishermen and all that kind of stuff. It's just great to see the scenes after the game. They're all hugging and kissing each other and everything. Yeah. They were just absolutely shocked that they won.
What I loved, it was most of the same team that played for Lincoln Red Imps when they knocked off Celtic in the Champions League qualifiers last year or 2 years ago?
Right, yeah, it
was most of the same players in that side. So yeah, they had firemen, dentists, secretaries, students. It was like watching like a GAA game where you got Jer Cannon calling out all the different players' occupations.
Like a club game.
Yeah, exactly. We have to talk about Ireland. Ireland, Denmark. What else is there to say except that was a game that happened? Cyrus Christie, man of the match. 0-0. I slept through most of that second half, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I fell asleep during a bit of it as well. It was just a snooze fest. We can take a few positives maybe. The back 5 played well. At least that's a base to go with now. But now against Wales, we need to push on a little bit.
Clean sheet, you're always happy with that?
Yeah, but now we need to have more than one shot on target. We need to get more pace in the team. Poor Shane Long, no wonder he hasn't scored in a long time. Like, he's up there on his own, they're just hoofing the ball up to him. He's no one around him.
There's no build-up play at all. No creativity in the opposition half either. So
no, he needs someone up there beside him. Like, I don't care if they play long balls, but at least that's the style. Okay, we're going to play with a back 5. We're going to get the ball up to Shane Long as quick as possible. Get someone off him. Get Hendrick onto the ball as well. But yeah, the defensive shape is fine. But once we broke, we didn't know what we were doing. We just had no structure or nothing.
Yeah, there looked to be no plan once they were moving forward with the ball. And yeah, fine, hoof the ball up, but there was nobody to take runs off Shane Long at all. And Harry Arter, all he did was get booked. That was about his only contribution to that match.
Harry Arter, you know, the listeners know my feelings on Harry Arter.
He was pretty terrible. So the big one coming up here against Wales, any more optimistic about it?
Yeah, I think Ramsey and Bale are missing. That's the only reason I'm optimistic. But yeah, look, I'll take a 1-0 win. Set piece goal. That's what I'll take. I think Wales could be a little bit soft. They haven't won since they hammered us 4-1. So yeah, it's like the Steve Staunton regime maybe in Wales. Steve Staunton won his first game 3-0 against Sweden and didn't win a game after, I don't think. So maybe Ryan Giggs is the new Steve Staunton.
Some of the more obscure Irish internationals came through under Steve Staunton as well. He tried to get pretty creative with some of those guys he was finding with Irish grannies. That didn't work out so well for him.
The bowl Joey Lapira.
Yeah, so the Notre Dame legend is Joe Lapira.
He's working Claire Marksman.
He might be. I don't know. He might be a little too soft to be dealing with the livestock every day. Like those Notre Dame boys, they don't come much softer. Yeah. Now, growing up Catholic in Chicago, you grow up a fan of Notre Dame. That's just the way it is. Like you don't get a choice about it. And those boys are soft.
Just having Cyrus Christie in the middle field there again, just go back to it. Like, what must Sean Williams be thinking, or Conor Horan or David Myler? Like, surely to God they go in there and do a better job than Cyrus Christie.
David Myler's already talking about quitting the international game, so
yeah. Well, in fairness, he's pretty shit.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and he seems to think he'll be able to get back into his dad's court panel too. So
yeah, look, he has the key. He has the bat there. Nepotism.
Whoever said anything about nepotism in the GAA? Come on now, Connor, don't be ridiculous. Did you see that they were charging €25 for the Cork senior final?
Oh, I meant to bring it up.
Oh, sorry to cut early, but I just got reminded of my incredulousness at that.
Oh my God.
What a price.
It's just absolutely scandalous too. I think there was only one match.
Yeah, one match, and I saw something like in Clare for €25 or tip for 20, you'd get the whole weekend.
Yeah, like a weekend pass.
Yeah. Which is a great idea.
It is a great idea, yeah. Like for that 25, the Cork football semi-finals round as well. For that €25, you should have been able to go to them as well. I don't know what deluded Frank Murphy is thinking.
Well, and he's come out and blamed the fans today as well. He said, "No, we thought that was pretty fair, and they should be grateful." There were 10,000 in the ground compared to 16,000 last year. He seemed to think that he was putting out a pretty good deal, but he's catching a lot of flack today and seemed pretty tone deaf, and he's catching the heat he deserves for that. €25 for just one. It's a little silly now.
Yeah, I suppose lads in the gate too will be popping in half that.
Right, yeah.
Maybe that's why you up the price.
Even the face value of my All-Ireland ticket in Lower Hogan was only €80.
Yeah.
Like, that's still a pretty fair, that's a bit of a price on there, but at least it's for an All-Ireland. So.
Cop on, Frank, will you?
Yeah. That center of excellence is not going to pay for itself, though, I suppose. The rugby, did you watch any rugby? Because I saw some of Wasps getting absolutely hammered by Leinster. 52-3 in Dublin. Wow.
Yeah, Leinster look pretty good. Like, Wasps are third in the English Premier League. They have some very good players, but Leinster are just in a league of their own at the moment. They're one of the best rugby teams in the world right now, and I think they'd give the Six Nations a rattle if they were playing on it. James Lowe is just unbelievable. He's one of the best winners in the world at the moment. Luke McGrath was very good, scrum half. He's just unlucky that Conor Murray's ahead of him in the Irish team. You could see Wasps got, just before half time, someone got sin-binned, so Leinster had the first 10 minutes of the second half to do damage, and they just went to town on Wasps for the first 10 minutes, and they completely opened them up, and they're just great to watch right now.
Even the last 10 minutes or so, they still pushed out and scored like 17 points in the last 10 minutes of the match, even with the substitutes coming on. They really just put them to the sword for the whole of the 80 minutes. It was pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah, I just wonder there's a two area to be going this well, but I think there's 27 internationals in that squad. I think they'll be just fine. Yeah,
I thought James Lowe's try was my try of the match. Nice little weaving run that he had for his. I really enjoyed that one. Some player.
Yeah, he's very exciting.
Yeah,
the long hair and everything just adds to an extra dimension to it.
Yeah, I like that little bit of flair. I'd be soft like that. The colored boots, the bit of flair. I think I got a headband on right now myself.
Yeah, he seems
bright green.
He seems to be a good crack as well. That fella.
Yeah, he does. I also caught some of Munster and Exeter. That was far less exciting. Some terrible weather. 10-10 draw. Munster be happy with that?
Yeah, they're biting their hand off before the game, I'd say. But then again, at the end of it, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed that they didn't win. If they'd have won that game, they'd have put them right in the driving seat in that group. But the 2 points got, they'll be delighted with them. Duncan Williams is a very good scrum half. I think he's fourth choice scrum half at the moment. And Ty Byrne has been a great signing for them. I think he's bringing the best out from Peter O'Mahony as well. Look, they'll be happy with that, and they're playing again this weekend, so hopefully they'll get a win.
CJ Sanders' try was nice as well. It was good play by him.
Yeah, great player. Ty Byrne is bringing the best of them out of that back row.
Yeah, down in the Challenge Cup, Connacht, good win. 22-10 over Bordeaux. That was nice. Kyle Godwin, a couple tries there, either side of halftime. So they're off to a good start.
Yeah, the old half, Carty, he's actually he's having a very good season. There's talks of him being called up to the Irish squad as well. Ulster with a good win.
Great second half. 3 tries in the second half to put away Leicester.
Yeah. Jordan Murphy coaching Leicester. Good Irishman. Yeah, so it's surprising that they won that easily.
Nearly got the bonus point as well. Yeah. They were pushing for it.
Yeah. Lowry fullback. Very good player. Good young player. He's only 19, 20. They're talking about future international. They have high hopes for him. But yeah, good start for Ulster because we were worried about him here last week.
Yeah.
Well, not worried about him, but
yeah.
Couldn't take that away.
One of the more interesting results for me was Racing getting the penalty try, and that made the difference in their win over Scarlets, 14-13.
Away from home as well. My dark horses. I've been keeping a close eye on them. I think they've added a bit of steel there, Donncha Ryan and Zebo, a bit of flair, and the Finn Russell out half as well, Scottish. Good lad there as well, and plenty of French internationals around him. And the great Joe Roccococo also.
Yeah, good exciting side. Even though it was only 14-13, the highlights looked like it was an exciting one to watch, even with the low scoreline. Nice and open. Toulouse, winners over Bath, 22-20. Good start for them as well. 2 bad mistakes by Bath leading to the wins for Toulouse there. That was a big win for them, especially with the Leinster Wasps result too. So
yeah. Freddie Burns dropped the try.
Yeah.
Oh God, knocked off him by Medard. Oh my God, what was he thinking? Just put the ball down for the try.
Missed an easy penalty as well just before that too.
Yeah, he got the curly finger straight away. He got hunted into the bench. Yeah, he'd be kicking himself. Toulouse away from home as well.
Yeah. It was actually a pretty exciting first weekend there for the Heineken Cup, so hopefully that rugby continues to be played. I sometimes can get a little easily bored by the rugby, and it was pretty damn good this weekend, so hopefully it stays that way. NBA starts up tomorrow, Connor, and I think you're pretty excited for that. NBA man yourself.
Big fan of the NBA. Was a Lakers fan as a young lad. Around the time the Bulls had Michael Jordan and the likes.
Yeah.
He used to be on Irish TV, TG Carr, so fell in love with Shaq.
NBA Bayo or something.
NBA Bayo, yeah. Chance to get Kobe. Cool then Scottish Shaq.
I'd love to hear NBA basketball in Irish. That'd be good luck.
Yeah, but just a few notable trades there. Ron has gone to LA Lakers. Carmelo Anthony gone to Houston. Kawhi Leonard to Toronto. DeMar DeRozan to Spurs. San Antonio Spurs now, not Tottenham Hotspurs. Dennis Schroeder gone to OKC. That waster Dwight Howard has gone to Washington Wizards.
But he'll waste away.
Yeah, he'll waste away. Every team he's been on for the last 6-7 years have lost more games than they've won. A couple of rookies to look out for. Luka Doncic, Slovenian guy, came from Real Madrid. Point guard, he's gone to Dallas. Trae Young, point guard as well, he's gone to Atlanta. He was with Oklahoma. So they're probably the 2 most high-profile rookies. Yeah, it should be a good season. Looking forward to seeing how LeBron does.
A lot of interesting storylines there. Yeah, I think LeBron, though, probably first man to talk about because he is the league superstar. He really is, despite what anyone might want to say. He's the guy in the NBA right now, and he's gone to LA. Showtime. Bring the Lakers back to that prominence they maybe haven't had in a long time. They were big with Shaq and Kobe, but I even think LeBron's got a bit more of that movie star, LA star power even than those two might have had. So he's coming into the near end of his prime now. He's going head-to-head with the Warriors. That could be interesting to see. The Warriors are still the Warriors, and they're going to be hungry to win another title. So that probably will be the battle out west.
Yeah, probably will with OKC and Houston maybe there as well.
And Houston, don't sleep on them now. They have a strong looking team. Even though they're Chris Paul's a year older and stuff, but I think they're looking pretty strong too. So
yeah, just when they get to the playoffs, you never really have faith in them. Really, James Harden. You never.
He's a bit mentally soft, isn't he?
He's very soft. Yeah. He is very soft. You just cannot bank on him in the playoffs. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how Melo does there as well. I actually have my West rankings. If you want them, East and West rankings.
Oh, go for it, because I got a few teams I've got some thoughts on. Go ahead. What you got?
So on the East, 8 teams getting to the playoffs. So I have number 1 Celtics, 2 76ers, 3 Toronto, 4 Milwaukee Bucks, 5 Miami Heat, 6 Indiana Pacers, 7 Charlotte Hornets, number 8 the Wizards, Washington Wizards. So in the West, I have number 1 Warriors, 2 OKC, 3 Houston, 4 Lakers, 5 Utah Jazz, 6 Denver Nuggets, 7 Pelicans, 8 Spurs.
I like that with the Utah Jazz. That was one of my sleepers for the year as well. With Ricky Rubio, Jay Crowder, they got some nice looking players there in Utah. Bit of a sleeper pick. And I liked your Toronto Raptors. I have them 2 in the East. You have them 3. But with Kawhi Leonard there, real X factor. That team could go really anyway. They could make it to the finals, or they could miss the playoffs completely. That they're going to be fun to watch though. The Raptors, I think. And I have Celtics number 1 in the East as well. Yeah. I think if anybody's going to beat the Wizards the Warriors for the title this year, I think it's going to be the Celtics. They're my pick to win it this year.
I think Celtics going to win as well. Yeah, and I think they're the best team to match up against the Warriors. Good young team. Kyrie Irving's back fit this year as well, and I think they've got Terry Rozier off the bench, Marcus Smart. So they have a good 7, 8, 9 players, and I think they're going to beat the Warriors in 7.
I like that pick. That's a good one. Yeah, and they got Marcus Morris and Aaron Baines for the rotation. They're deep. They're a lot deeper than any other team in the East, and that's really what's hurt Eastern Conference teams the last few years. The West has been so much stronger, and I think the Celtics finally have the team to knock off someone from the West, and it'll be interesting to see. I don't think, even with LeBron, the Lakers, I don't think they're going to have enough metal to get all the way to the finals. I don't think they have enough talent around them.
No, not this year.
No.
They're good young players. Some good young players around like Lonzo Ball, Ingram, Kuzma. But I think it might be a year too early. I think next year they could get trade for a Kawhi Leonard or even a Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant may be his last year with the Warriors. So that Warriors team may break up.
His motivation will be interesting to see this year too, because he could go either way. He could just be along for the ride this year, or see that he's got one more chance to win a title there and really kind of live up to his potential that he hasn't. He's come close, but I feel like he's never really played his best. It seems like he's always left just a little something back.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Yeah. He can really do it all. But I think this could be last year, so you just wouldn't know. He could coast, or he could go all out MVP. You name it.
I think it's going to be a good year for NBA, though. I think there's a good amount of star talent that's spread around the league pretty well. So
yeah, you've a lot more teams in this year. Better teams, better run teams. So look, hopefully it'll be a good year.
Yeah, and for once you kind of feel like the finals maybe not as preordained as it would be with the Warriors either. There's at least some challenge out there for them too. So I think it'll be a good year for the NBA. I think I'm going to watch a fair bit of it this year.
Yeah.
So even though the Bulls aren't going to be any good, but sure they haven't been, and I got what I got out of the Bulls when I was a kid. So anything more would be greedy at this point. So
the Bulls could actually be the worst team in it this year.
They're not looking too hot. No.
And the Nets.
Yeah, they're looking pretty atrocious, but they at least should be fairly entertaining to watch. So we'll see how that goes for the Bulls. I'm certainly not going to seek out their games now. No, it's going to be I'll be watching whatever's on the national feed.
Yeah.
So shout out here for our local side from our friend Keith. Plays hurling with the Celtic Cowboys. He's part also of the Austin Crows Aussie Rules side, and they just finished off the double yesterday at their national tournament. They won both the senior and junior grades. They didn't lose all year, but that gets an asterisk next to it because they did lose the International Rules Cup to Celtic Cowboys, but I've been a part of that club and won that nationals with them before, so that's a good time, and they're a nice bunch. So
yeah, very nice lads until they get in the pitch.
Yeah.
I had a few run-ins with a couple of them on the pitch, and look, they were 2 tough games we played against them in the compromise rules. The hits that were going in were unbelievable.
Yeah, they got some big fellas too. Like they've got some height and some girth on that side, and yeah, they can hit.
Yeah, and they're all physically able to move, good athletes. It's just the wrong ball killed them against us, but look, they're obviously hammering everyone in America, so they're a good team, very good team.
Yeah, the difference of the ball is really what made the difference the last 2 years, I think, in the compromise rules.
Yeah.
Is that they're not used to kicking the round ball.
Yeah.
So
I think if you change the ball, I think we'd probably get hammered.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. But nonetheless, that cup is on my mantle, so got that. But hey,
it's there to stay.
Yeah, but no, well done to the Crows. I've been a part of that club in the past. Great club. another flag for them. They are winning nationals at about a Cut the Cowboys type pace. Good year to be playing obscure sports in Austin.
Yeah.
Lots of cups coming home. And so if any of you boys are looking for a place to spend your J1 year, you could do a lot worse than Austin. So
yeah, we'll have a few lads to replace. So
Czech Republic beat Slovakia. That was interesting to see.
History in that game.
Yeah.
That's what this Nations League brings up. You have a lot of games with history and stuff like that, and you have your Gibraltars against San Marinos, and you have Minnows against Minnows, and then you have your Germanys against Holland. It's actually good. It's actually good to see. Like, I know it's not that meaningful, but
yeah, I saw someone the other day on Reddit, I think it was, put together what the Yugoslavia team would look like nowadays with all the Croatians and the Bosnians and it was some team, Mitrovic up top. So
yeah, it had to be.
Had to be.
Yeah.
He'd fight his way to the top of that team.
Not one player under 6 foot either.
Exactly. Oh, one other one that someone mentioned for the All Ugly team, I had to correct her. She said, well, why isn't Frank Ribery on that team? I said, well, he's never played in the Premier League, but he would be. Very ugly, At least you had Tevez in there as far as the...
Well, he was on the bench, yeah. Ribery is a sketchy pass as well.
The only thing is he just hasn't played in the correct league, Otherwise, sketchy pass too. He's got that Benzema type pass in him too.
Yeah.
If not worse, actually.
Yeah, some night I'm actually going to do a history of French players that got in trouble with the law or got in trouble with their club teams. There's a lot of them.
That'd be some scandal.
Yeah, I think I might do it for the next day or the day after.
That might not be a bad idea. I like the sound of that, yeah. So we'll have to get we got the Timber Cam to come up on Thursday.
Yeah.
We're going to have the Clare Senior Hurling Final to discuss.
Yeah.
See, Cratlow came up short in the football semifinal at the weekend, so no double for them this year.
No, they may begin to run out of legs maybe.
Yeah.
This time of year, pitch is getting soft as well, so look, they've had a fantastic year, but they need to win this senior title now, senior hurling title, to make it an even better year.
And I think we'll definitely discuss more about that on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Out Friday morning Irish time.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't quite figured out the schedule yet, it is Tuesday morning, Friday morning Irish time. We'll get it out to you, hopefully.
Yeah, a lot of inquiries about when the shows go out. But
yeah, no, and I think we failed to get to one of the questions last time, and it was about the all-time hurling team, best hurling counties. Is that what it was?
The power rankings for the
the power rankings for hurling counties. That's what it was.
Yeah, so it's hard to do it this time of year. So I did it for last year. And then I did a little bit of a prediction for next year.
All right.
A very early prediction. It's only October. So, look, Limerick have to be number 1. All Ireland winners.
Sure. Only a month ago, so, we can't.
Galway number 2. Cork 3. Clare 4. Kilkenny 5. Even though Tip didn't get out of the Munster group, I had them at 6. I actually have Dublin at 7. Had a great Leinster campaign. Only picked a few times. I have Waterford at 8. I have Wexford at 9. I have the Fat Arses at Offaly at number 10. I did 14 teams actually. So I have Carlow at 11. I have Westmeath at 12. Laois 13. Antrim 14.
And for the Westmeath boys that asked to the pub, there you go. There's your Westmeath GAA talk right there. Guys. They've gotten a mention, so there you go.
Might be the last time you get mentioned on this. And I actually did predictions to get out of Munster next year, very early ones.
What you got?
So I tip Limerick and Clare to get out of Munster. Out of Leinster, I have Kilkenny, Galway, and Dublin. And then All Ireland final of tipping Kilkenny and tip to win with Liam Sheedy back in charge.
Tipperary, okay, yeah.
Put a bit of discipline in the boys.
And he's just come back last week now, too, so that's a change since the All Ireland finished. So that's not bad. That's a nice early prediction with the changes that have already been coming in place. And saw Brian Cody signed on for another year with Kilkenny as well. I think they're maybe starting to tune him out a little bit or getting a little old.
Yeah, I suppose they must have a contingency plan there. Maybe Shefflin, in a couple of years, he's over Ballyhale at the moment, so maybe he's signed that up after a while. But they have plenty of talent coming through from Kilkenny, with St. Kieran's and plenty of underage types as well, minor and 51, so they'll be just fine. You can't beat tradition.
As I noticed there, you didn't have Cork coming out of Munster, even though you had them ranked fairly high in your list there. That sounds accurate. Good on paper, and then the results letting them down a bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a typical Cork year.
They lack a bit of squad depth. All Ireland semi-final this year, they took lads off and brought those guys back on again for extra time. You just can't do that in this day and age.
Dead legs, yeah.
Yeah, this day and age, with the pace and power of the game and the speed of the ball moving back to front, and look, you just can't do that. They lack depth.
Yeah. You have to like the star power of Clare going into the next year as well, too, after fairly decent summer. You think they'll be kicking on a bit too? Maybe a semi-final?
Yeah, semi-final last year as well. I think looking at the club championship there, I think we've a few players coming through now. We don't need a whole pile. All we need is maybe 2 to 3 players to freshen up again. So I'd be hopeful.
And a lot of potential there in Dublin as well. We've been talking about that job. They could be interesting to watch. I'm always happy to hear Wexford in the mix there. Liechtenstein, my favorite hurler.
Yeah.
The Wexford star. So the dual sport and Wexford youth centre half.
Yeah, I don't have him coming out of Leinster now, but look, Davey might prove me wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, that should be a heck of a year of hurling, and so I'm really looking forward to that player final this weekend, and I think we'll have a full preview of that on Thursday, but hopefully that one's on the TG Cahir, and so it should be anyway.
Yeah.
Unless they got another Offaly final.
I have enough Offaly now. Offaly's done for this year, cooked. Just a few notable results there from the weekend. I suppose I'll go through the football first. In Clare, Milltown beat Cratloe in semi-final. Milltown had a couple of committee boys playing for them.
Yeah, and there was only 1 point in it at halftime, and then they really pulled away there in the second half.
That's a good team. That's good. Milltown are good. And then Ennisdiamond upset Kilmurray Bricken. Good young team, Ennisdiamond. Kilmurray maybe going a bit lax to that, but yeah, it's a novel final of Milltown and Ennisdiamond. So in Dublin then, St. Jude's beat the champions, St. Vincent's. Jim Connolly only come on at half time.
Saw that, yeah.
Rumours were he wasn't training. Kilmacud then are in the football final as well as the hurling final. They beat Ballyboden, St. Enda. So look,
got a few ex-Cowboys in that one.
Yeah.
Dave Campbell will be playing in that one. Niall Hanley as well, isn't he a senior with them as well?
Yeah, so that's a novel final there, Kilmacud and St. Jude's. St. Jude's would have Kevin McMenamin and there were a few country boys as well actually. Coakley from Cork there up in the forwards and a few more lads, and they're like the country boys.
A little bit of X factor there for Dublin football.
Yeah, they're like the country team in Dublin. In Laois, Port Laois won, so that's 11 out of 12 for them. 11 out of 12 county finals. Meath as well actually. Dunbine beat Summerhill. So remember Sean Cox, the guy that got stabbed at the Liverpool game, Liverpool-Roma game. So he was a former chairman of them. They just dedicated the final to him, and I think at the moment for his medical expenses, 2 million needs to be raised. We might put a link up to the GoFundMe for that. Lads can contribute to that. And look,
that was a terrible incident.
Look, it's 2 million. Roma and Liverpool should really just cover the cost of that.
Yeah.
They don't even have to announce it.
Like Seamus Plunkett can't afford that. He can't pull that out of his wallet. So
like what's the likes of Lazar Markovic out there? Like they should just send him out selling lotto tickets and doing flag days and stuff like that because he's at nothing else. Like he may as well do something. He hasn't played in I don't know how long. So look, Liverpool and Roma should really foot the cost of that.
Yeah.
Just a couple of hurling results then. In Cork, Immokeely beat Middleton. Immokeely a divisional team, so they can't go on to Munster.
Yeah, so Middleton are going anyway.
Middleton, they're going. So Middleton is actually in East Cork, where Immokeely is. It's made up of 19 clubs. Then you have in Limerick, Doon beat Patrickswell, and Pearshig beat Kilmallock. So that should be good fun.
Yeah, some of the usual suspects there.
Yeah,
in Limerick as well. So
yeah, the Pearshig you'd say now are probably favourites for Ireland. Maybe them and Ballyhale.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend of hurling anyway too, and I'm looking forward to previewing that more on Thursday and hopefully get that TV schedule going. So it'll be a nice weekend, especially if the weather stays bad like it is here. I won't be doing much of anything. So we temperature pretty much got cut in half here in a day, so a bit awful. So if I have to spend my Saturday and Sunday mornings in front of the television watching hurling, well, there's worse places to be. So I won't be at Mass.
Don't tell the mother.
Oh shit, my mother's getting. Yeah, no. I hope my mother's not listening. Yeah. I make sure to go get my ashes every Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
That I make sure to do.
The fire.
Oh yes, no. She asks for a photo of my forehead every Ash Wednesday, so I make sure to go get those. Then.
Send her the same one every year.
Yeah, exactly. See, now she might be wise to that, so I gotta flip it, change the filter, mix it up a little bit. Anything else, Connor? I think we've just about covered it. We got through a lot today.
Scouting report on Usain Bolt.
Oh, right. So, yeah, Usain Bolt made his professional debut, they were calling it, and it was pretty spurious claims there. With Central Coast Mariners down in Australia. It looked like a friendly against the provincial side is what it was. Like, the players were technically paid, so they were professionals, but they weren't like a real side that they were playing. Anyway, I saw the goals. Go ahead. What'd you see?
It was like a trial match or something like that. So, he got 2 goals. He subbed off after 70 minutes. I was actually impressed with it. From the bits I look back on, lovely left foot.
Good pace.
Yeah, pace. Pace is his main thing now. He hasn't slowed down yet. Straight in behind, as they call it. Yeah, first goal, plenty of pace. Absolutely horsed the defender out of the way. and struck a good powerful shot. Keeper could have saved it. Second one then, he tap in. But look, he read that.
You know what, he gave the little shoulder feint before he went around and the defender and the keeper ran into each other.
Yeah, look, he was there, he scored, look. The all has to be put away. But his general play was actually good. Very good in the air, like he's 6 foot what? 6 foot.
Yeah, he looks tall anyway, like 6'4" or so, yeah.
But he's absolutely beefed up. He's turned into an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Like he's like a Drogba or something like that. Like a taller version of Drogba. He's absolutely a beast. The arms, I mean. He's
got the lankiness of like a Peter Crouch too. Yeah. Like he's all arms and elbows, and I think he could do some damage there if you hoof the ball up to him. So.
Look, he's a handful.
Yeah.
We could do him in Ireland.
Oh, he'd fit in right well in the League of Ireland, that's for sure.
yeah. But I was impressed with him, and I hope it'd be a great story if he made it.
Yeah, if they actually give him a professional deal and put him in the league or something, yeah. And you see who else is in that side? Ross McCormack is in that team on loan from Villa.
Yeah.
The £15 million championship striker. Never played in the Premier League. Yeah. What a joke he is.
Big talent.
Big belly.
Big belly as well. Steve Bruce didn't even get on him. Steve Bruce is a very nice man.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus the cabbage. But yeah. Ross McCormack he's plenty of talent, but he obviously doesn't have the application. Off-field problems are the problem there.
Yeah, I was waiting to see like Shola Amiobi get subbed on or something in that game. It was a real who's that of former players from over in England. So it was an interesting side to watch. Yeah, it'd be great if he made it. They've got some real players on that side, and that'd be fun. Be a fun little story. And he seems to be putting in the application anyway. So whether or not he makes it or not, at least he seems to be giving it a sincere effort. So
yeah, and we'll be updating the public on this show about Usain Bolt's.
I was a big fan of his as a sprinter. I loved watching him in the Olympics every time. So yeah. Nice, just, once in a lifetime kind of speed. So,
yeah. And
from everything I've heard, that seeing the 100-meter final at the Olympics is like the must-see kind of thing. The way that they really shorten the distance, that's just a real sight to behold. Yeah. So, it's definitely something I'd like to see one day, and nobody's done it better.
Yeah.
So,
best athlete of all time, maybe.
Yeah. Well, Con, just like that, we put in another solid podcast here.
Yeah.
And I think Thursday we're gonna have a little bit more fun too, and I think we're just gonna keep this ball rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, keep it going.
Yeah, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can hear the Pikey Podcast every Tuesday and Friday morning Irish time, and we'll be back on Friday. Have a good one.
Good luck.